practiced the last sessions, right? Can anyone answer that? How many types of operators are there? How many types of operators?
4, sir.
4 types of operators. Anyone? Any other one? Just what are the data types? What are the different operators? Sorry. Different types of operators. What are the names? Other one.
Arithmetic
operators,
device.
operators, bitwise operators, and logical operators.
Okay. What are the logical operators? Any other one?
Logical or and logical not.
Then relational operators.
Addition, subtraction.
Good. Relational operators.
Less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to.
Equal to, not equal to.
Equal to and not equal to. Okay. Conditional statements.
If statement, else statement. That Turner is control statement.
No. If, simple if, first one is simple if, the next one is if else, third one is if, else if and else. Okay? Simple if, else if, third one is if, else if, else. Okay? There are 3 different types of conditional operators, conditional statements. Okay? Anyone about control statements?
For, while, do while.
Do while. Unconditional statements? Unconditional.
Continue, break.
Continue and break. Okay? I think we reached some break point here. That means some topic is completed, some part of topic is completed. Now we are going to focus on to build some logic, and we have to apply all these what we discussed in the previous classes. We have to apply it in some programmatical manner. Okay? I will discuss here the first problem. Okay, note down the first problem. Some multiplication table. I am going to discuss about all the topics what I covered. All the topics: conditional statements, control statements, logical operators, and arithmetic operators. I am going to cover all these topics using this multiplication table concept. Okay, what is this multiplication table concept? For example, this is the sample input and the sample output. For example, if some n is equal to 5, n number is equal to 5, this is the sample input. What output means? The output is, for example, 5 star 1 is equal to 5 star 2 equal to 10 up to 5 star 20 is equal to 100. Okay, this is my first task. I am going to explain you how I am going to write it. Okay, just listen carefully. What is the sample input? Sample input contains only single number. That means we are going to read only one digit, one integer. Okay, one integer. Then we have to produce the output like this: 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 5 threes are 15, up to 5 twenties are 100. For example, if it is if the number is 3, we are going to produce 3 table up to 20s. Okay. Now I am going to write the logic here. How many inputs I am going to read? I am going to read only one input. That's why I am going to read here int n. That is also integer, right? 5 is integer or character? Integer. That's why I am taking here as int n. Now I am going to read that number. Some students are thinking that, sir, please type here some enter value for n like that, but I'm not writing anywhere. Why? Because in any competitive coding or any HackerRank platform, HackerRank platform, any platform, we don't want to write all this stuff. That means printf enter value for n, printf enter value for b, and the output is like this. They are not expecting the output like that. Just they are reading the input and they are displaying the output. Why? Because they are predefinedly generated. Some test cases are there. That's why they are not asking for please enter n value. Not like that. That's why I'm directly writing scanf. What is what is the data type of n? That is int. That's why I'm going to take here as %d. Okay, I am going to read the number. Now I am going to just observe here the output. This is 5. This is also 5, and the 20 time also it is 5. What is this? This is n. That means I am going to print n here. I am going to print n. N means if it is 5, in all the statements it is going to be printed. Just look at here. 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 5 threes are 5 fours are up to which value I am going to 1 to 20 I am going to print. I am doing the same operation every time. I am going to do the same operation every time. Same operation, right? For example, I am doing some multiplication operation here. And one more thing we have to observe. Here this value is going to be changed. 5 is not changing here. 1 is becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, 3, 4, 5 up to 20, right? That means one variable is going to changing every time. That means I am going to take here as, for example, I is equal to 1, and every time I am going to print like this. For example, here now I am going to print n and I. Okay, I am going to print n and I. N is 5, I is 1. Then n is 5, I is 2. Then n is 5, I is 3. In this way I am going to print up to 20. We know exactly, right? We know here the exactly. Then that means same operation we are doing every time. I am going to print the values. That's it, nothing else, right? I am going to do the same operation, but the value, some value is going to be changed and within a limit. I know the exact where I have to stop. Which conditional, which control statement I have to use here. Just which control statement I have to use here. Is it definite looping or indefinite looping? Anyone? Is it definite looping or indefinite looping?
Definite.
Definite looping. What is the example for definite looping? For definite looping we have to use every time, that is for only. Definite looping means it is going to be for. I am going to write here I is equal to 1, I less than equal to 20. I am going to stop at 20 and I plus plus. There is no need to write here. Okay. This is the loop. Okay. Do you understand why I am writing this loop? Where I have to start? I have to start at 1. That's why I am taking here as 1. For example, if you take like this, it is going to be started 5 into 0 is equal to 0. There is no need, right? That's why we are going to start at I is equal to 1 here. And I am going to stop at I less than equal to 20. For 20th table, I am going to stop here. I am going to increment it every time. 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, like that. That's why I am writing here I plus plus. Now I am going to print n and I. Printf %d and %d. I am going to print here n comma I. Okay, n comma I. For initially, what is n value? N value 5 is printed, and here 1 is less than equal to 20. Is it true or not? Yes, it is true. Then I 1 is printed. Then I becomes 2 and 2 is less than equal to 20. Yes, again, right? Then it is going to be print 5 and 2. Okay, just look at here. Look at the output. I am going to execute it. I am going to give some /n. I am going to execute it. If I am going to give 5 here, look at the output once. 5, 1, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4 up to 520. This is my first step. Okay, 5, 1, 2 like this. It is going to be print up to like this. Now I am going to display here. For example, 5. I am going to print this is n value and this is I value. N into I. 5 into 1. The output is 5. N into I. Again it is 10. Like that. That means we are going to print one more percentage D. That is also one integer. I am going to print here n star I. That is n multiplication. Like that. I am going to execute it. Look at here. 5, 1, 5, 5, 2, 10, 5, 3, 15 like this. It is going to be print. Okay. Our task is completed, but we have to make up like this. Multiplication and is equal to. That's why I am going to write here multiplication like this, and I am going to like this. That's it, nothing else. Some x I'm printing here x and is equal to. If I am going to execute it, if it is 5, the output is like this. Okay, the output is like this. For example, if I am going to execute it, if it is 3, it is going to be print 3 table up to 20s. Okay, is it clear everyone? Just note it down. Just note it down everyone. Multiplication table up to 20s. Note down with the sample input and sample output also. Everyone note down. Note down on the notebook. When I am teaching, just listen carefully. Don't write on the notebook. I will give some time and you have to write at that time. Okay. First of all, listen the concept. Here I am doing some modification. Just observe everyone. For example, if I is less than 10. Just look at here. I am going to print here 5 into 1. Instead of 1, I am going to print here 01, 02, 03, 05, 06 up to 09. At the time of 10, I am going to leave like this 10, 11, 12 and like this. That's why I am writing here some if and else statement. Some if and else. If I is less than 10, not equal to 10, I is less than 10, I am going to print with 1 0 here. Okay. That means what is else statement? What is else statement? Else is, for example, if it is greater than equal to 10, I is greater than equal to 10, I am going to print as usually. Normally I am going to print here. Okay, is it clear? Just note down now. Just modify the program like this. Is it clear everyone why I am writing that if condition? There are only 2 ways here. That's why I am writing here if and else. How many ways? 2 ways. Less than 10 and greater than 10. That's why I am writing if and else. If anyone has doubt, just ask here only, students. Sir, why you are writing like that? Why? What is this? What is the use of this one? What is the use of this one? Just if you have any doubt regarding this program, just ask here. Okay, everyone. Okay, I'm going to give some modification now. Some modification. Now there are two inputs here, not only single input. Here it is two inputs. The first input is for table and the second input is for the range here. First input is for table. What table I am going to print here, and the second table is second number is the range. Up to which number I am going to print this table. For example, this is not up to 20 every time. Not up to 20 every time. Now I am going to give here, for example, 10. This is going to be stop at is equal to 50. Like this. This is the output here. How many variables I am going to read? I am going to read here two values. First one is table and the second one is the range, where I am going to stop here. Okay, there are two values, 5 and 10. Okay, look at my program again. I am going to how many variables I am going to read here? I am going to read two variables, that is n comma r. Okay, n is number and r is range, and I am going to read two values, percentage d, like this, two values. I am going to read n comma r. I am going to display the table like this, but I am going to change the number up to r. Instead of 20, I am going to replace with r. That's it. Very simple modification, right? Very simple modification. If it is a range, we are going to display up to that range. Okay, now I am going to execute it. Sorry, I am going to declare I value here. Now I am going to execute it. If I am going to give some 5 and space 10, it is going to be print up to that number only. Okay, up to that number only. Just note it down, everyone. This is multiplication table with range. Multiplication table with range. Write down as a new program. Okay, I am going to cover all the topics. That's why I note down in a different programs. Okay, what is the scope of one program we can deal with? That all topics I am going to cover in using a single program. Is it clear, everyone? Students? Hello? Anyone respond once? Is my voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Clear. And I'm going to take one more example with this. And the input is, for example, the input is, now I'm going to change the input here. Here I am going to change 3 inputs. I am going to change with, I'm coming with 3 inputs, 5, 2 and 10. Okay, 5, 2 and 10. 5 is the table here and 2 is the inner bound, first range, and the second one, the second 10 is outer range. That means every time I am going to start at 1, right? I am going to start at 1. But instead of 1, I am going to start at 2 here. For example, I am going to start, I am giving here like this 5, I am going to start at 5 here. Okay? This is the output. This is the output. I am going to start at 5 2s are 10 to 5 10 to 5 10s are 50. I am going to stop at like this. Okay, I am going to modify this. How many values I am going to read? I am going to read 3 values totally. First one is n, the second one is range 1, the second one is range 2. Okay, I am going to read 3 values ampersand range 2. Now I am going to print up to R2, but I am going to start at R1. Very simple modification. That's it, nothing else. Instead of 1, I is equal to 1, I am going to modify it I is equal to R1 and I less than equal to R2. I am going to stop at R2, range 2. That's it, nothing else. Simple modifications. Okay, now I am going to execute it. If it is a 5, 5 and 10, 5, 5 and 10, the output is 5 5s are 25 to 5 10s are 50. Okay, note down everyone. This is the output. This is the output. 5 5 10. This is the output. Note it down everyone. We have to start at R1 and we have to stop at R2. Okay. Now look at the program again. Now I am going to execute the same program again. I am going to execute it. If I am giving the output, input is 5, 5, 10. This is the output is perfectly coming. Okay. Now I am going to close this. Now I am going to execute it. Now I am going to give 5, 10 and 5. If I press enter, there is no output here. Why it is no output? For example, what happened here? For example, 5, 5 and 10, it is going to be printing. Why it is printing? Why? Because R1 is low value and R2 is a bigger value. Okay, that means small and big category. Small and big category. Then we are going to trace from R1 to R2. We are going to increment like this. Why? Because 5 is less than 10, 6 is less than 10, 7 is less than 10. Like this, it is going to be working every time. But I am going to give the values like this: big number and small number category. Now, at this position, it is going to check that 10 is less than or equal to 5. Is it true? It is not printing. It is not true. That's why it is not entering into the loop and it is not printing anything. But I am going to overcome this problem. How I am going to overcome this problem? For example, when I am going to overcome this problem, if R1 is bigger and R2 is a smaller value, I am going to overcome this problem. For example, if the input is like this, R1 is a smaller value and R2 is a bigger value, there is no need to change the program. When I am going to change the program? When I am going to change the program? I am going to change the program when R1 is bigger and R2 is small. Okay? When R1 is bigger than R2, I am going to write one condition. That means a simple if. There is nothing else, nothing we have to do with else statement. What I am going to do when R1 is greater than R2? What I have to do? If R1 is greater than R2, I am going to, for example, this is 5. For example, R1 is 10, R2 is equal to some 5. Okay, I am going to, when it is like this, I am going to swap the numbers. R1 is equal to, what is R2 value? R2 value is 5. I am going to exchange the values. I am going to exchange the values of R1 value to R2 and R2 value to R1. Okay, that's it. Then now look at this. Look at this R1 and R2. R1 is a small number and R2 is a bigger number. If the numbers are like this, there is no problem with this for loop, right? I am going to change R1 value as smaller always and R2 value as bigger always. Then there is no problem at all. That means I am going to swap the numbers when R1 is greater than R2. Okay, for that I am going to take one temporary variable. Look at here what I am writing. Temporary is equal to R2. What is temporary variable? What data it is containing now? Anyone? What data it is containing? What is temp value now?
10.
For example, if it is the input.
5,
It is
sir.
the input. Yes, the temporary value is 5 here. Okay. Now R2 is equal to R1. Sir, how you know that R2 is equal to R1? Why? Because here I am placing R2 value in some place. I am going to take one copy of my mark list and I am going to place in my folder. And with that copy, I am going to give some in the college. Okay. What I am taking as a copy? R2 I am taking as a copy. That's why I am going to take R2 is equal to R1. That means R2 value is safely placed in another position. That's why I am taking R2 is equal to R1. Okay, now what is R2 value? Now what is R2 value?
10, sir.
10. Okay, R2 value is 10 now. Then R1 is equal to R2. No, not R2, that is going to be temp. What is the temp value? Temp value is 5 here, right? Temp value is 5. Then I am going to place that R1 is equal to 5 here. Okay? R1 is equal to 5. Look at these two lines. Look at these two lines. What is R1 value? R1 value is 5. R2 value is 10. After this one, swapping is done. Swapping is done. Okay? Swapping is done. Then remaining concept is the same. For example, if I am going to execute it, if I give 5, 10 and 5, now also it is going to be executed, and the general case, that means smaller and bigger value. Smaller and bigger value also it is executed. Bigger and smaller also it is executed. Okay? Note down the program now. If range 1 is bigger and range 2 is smaller, we are going to write this condition.
So, mali చెప్పండి.
Is swapping?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why I am going for swapping? First of all, student, you have to answer it. Why I am going for swapping here?
To exchange the R1 and R2 values.
No, why I am going? Why I am going? What is the use of swapping here?
Because
R1 is
value is
R1
greater
value is
than
greater
R2.
than R2. That's why I am doing swapping. Okay, not for fun I am swapping here. There is some reason. That's why I am swapping. First of all, we have to think that. Okay, then
Yes, sir.
I am going to erase these comments here. I will explain with one more thing. Just I am going to erase all these things. I am going to take some temporary variable is equal to R1 here. Okay? Temp is equal to R1. Temp is equal to R1. What is R1 value? What is R1 value? Temp. I am writing here a temp value. What is the temp value and R1 value and R2 value? At this line, what is temp value? For example, what is the R1 value that is refers to?
Yes.
That is refers to temp value, right? Here. At this position, temp value is the 10, R value is the 10, R2 value is 5. Okay? Now, I am going to write here, I am going to take the copy of R1 here. I am going to take the copy of R1. That means I can overwrite R1 now. Okay? Now, R1 is equal to R2. What is the temp value now? Temp value is the 10. What is R1 value now? What is R2 value? That is going to be placed in R1. Then R2 is equal to also 5. Okay? Then I am going to place R2 is equal to temp. Okay? What is the temporary value? Temporary value is 10 only. Temporary value is 10 only. Then what is R1 value? R1 value is 5. What is R2 value? R2 value is now modified as what is the temp value that is going to be changed here. Look at these two lines. What is R1 value now? R1 value is 5 and R2 value is 10. In this way, we can swap two numbers. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
First of all, what is the use of swapping here? Why I am writing swapping? That base condition is we have to think. If R1 is greater than R2, at that position only I am going to swap these two numbers. I want to maintain every time smaller value and bigger value. That's why I am doing swapping, not for fun. Okay. Okay. This is the one condition. And I am going for now look at my question here. For example, this is very similar to the first question. Very similar to the first question. First question is, for example, if I am giving some 5 here, if I am giving some 5, it is going to be print 5 ones to 5 20s. Okay. But here the output is, I will write is equal to 50, 5 fours is equal to 20. Look at here. There is no 5 here. It is going to be ended with, for example, 19. There is no 5 here, there is no 10, there is no 15, and there is no 20. Why? Because we are not printing the values. For example, what are the 5 multiples? 5 multiples are 5, 10, 15, and 20, right? And we are not printing these values. For example, if it is 3, we are not printing 3 3s are 9. Okay, 3 6s are 3 9s, 3 12s, 3 15s, 3 18s. Got my point or not? I am going to print 3 table from 3 1s are to 3 20, but we are not printing. The values inside. What are the multiples of 3? We are not displaying the values. Okay, if it is a 4th table, we are not printing 4 4s are 16. 4 8s, okay, 4 12s, 4 16s, and 4 20s also. Okay, like that we are not printing. Okay, how we are going to do like this? How we are going to do this input? It is 5. I am not printing that 5 5s are, 5 10s are, 5 15s are, 5 20s are. Okay, anyone student, anyone give me the clue here how I am going to do this? Anyone? Students?
Sir,
Hmm.
if R modulus 5 equal to 0,
Hmm.
ఆ కండిషన్ అప్లై చేసి అప్పుడు అక్కడ స్టాప్ చేయొచ్చు సార్ బ్రేక్.
No, we are not breaking the loop. Here we are not breaking the loop. Here we are not breaking the loop. What we are doing here? We are skipping that statement, right? We are skipping that statement.
Yes, sir.
That means
Use
we have to go
continue.
for continue. Okay, I am going to write some condition. If I mod 5, sorry, I mod 5, for example, not 5 here, the number, what is the number? N is equal to 0, then I have to write continue. Okay, I am not printing the values which are divisible by that number. Okay, if I am going to execute it, if it is 5, look at here, 5 4s are, there is no 5 5s are, there is no 5 10s are, there is no 5 15s are, and there is no 5 20s. For example, if I am going to execute again, for example, I am going to give some 4, look at here, there is no 4 4, 4 8, 4 12, 4 16, and 4 20. Like this we are going to write. Just that's why I am telling that here continue. What is the use of continue? We are going to skip some lines, skip some times of the loop. We are going for continue. Just include this one. The first program we have to include this one. I mod n is equal to 0. That means if I is exactly divisible by n, then we are going to skip that one. That's why I am writing here continue. Is it clear, everyone? Why I am writing continue instead of break?
Yes, sir.
For example, if it is 5, instead of continue, I am going to write break here. Can anyone guess what is the output here?
It prints only up to
5.
4.
Yes, sir. 5 4 20 వరకు ప్రింట్ చేస్తుంది సార్.
Yes, it is going to be print. Just wait. Here I am writing that scan of functionality. Going to be erased, I think. If I am going to give some 5 here, look at here, up to 5 4s are 20. After that, I value becomes a 5 and it is going out of the loop. Okay, that is the mistake here. Write this one and that one also. If you are writing instead of continue, we are going to write break here. What is the output also we have to write. It is going to be print up to 5 4s only. Then after that it is coming out of the loop. If it is continue, for example, if I is 5, if it is continue, then it is going back to this one, I plus plus, then I becomes 6. Okay, again 6 is less than equal to 20. Yes, it is true. Then it is coming here. Is 6 is exactly divisible by 5? No, not at all. Then it is going here. Okay, note down everyone. I will send all these programs I placed in the GitHub, and I will share the link, and also I am going to post all the programs what I am writing here. I will share you in the WhatsApp group also. Okay? No need to worry. But when you are writing any program, just don't copy from this. Write from your own. Why? Because all these are some core programs, right? We have to maintain some syntax. We have to write every time with the syntax. Every time, if you are taking one new program, start with hash include. Every time we have to start with hash include, st.h. Everything we have to write our own. Why? Because it will be very easy to write some syntax. Okay, it will be always working for you only. Okay, the next question. What is my next question? Next question. Every time we have to write, we have to maintain this one. This is the main basic structure of C, right? That's why we have to maintain every time. And now, what is my question? Input. What is the sample input? Sample input is 5, for example. Here I am going to write here some 40. Here I am taking that 5 and 40. What is 40 here? That means some students are thinking that we are going to print 5 40s is equal to. Okay, not like that. What is my output is 40 is the range here. 40 is the range, but that is not an I range. That means that is not to print 5 40s are is equal to like that. This is the range of the result. That means I am going to start at 5 ones are 5, 5 ones are 5, and I am going to stop before or exactly if it is divisible. 5 8s are, sorry, 5 8, 5 8s is equal to 40. I have to stop at this position. Okay, I have to stop at this position. What is the value? 40 value, that is the result. For example, if it is some 42, if it is some 42 also, I am going to stop at this position. Why? Because of what is the value of 5 9s are? 5 9s are is 45. That is beyond 42. That's why I am not printing that 5 9s are 45. Okay, I am going to stop at before like this. Students, is there any idea how to write it? How to write this program? Yes, I am going to ask some questions. Please give me answer here. Anyone? What is that? I am going to iterate the loop or not? Here I am going to iterate the loop. Yes, I am going to iterate the loop here also. What I am doing here? What I am doing here? I am doing 5 ones are 5, 5 2s are 5 3s are 5 4s are. I am doing always 5 into some I value, 5 into some I value, right? But where I have to stop? Where I have to stop? For example, if the numbers are changing, if it is of 5, I am going to iterate 8 times. If it is 3, if the table is 3, how many times I am going to iterate the same value? For example, if it is going for up to some 16 or 17, right? If it is 2, it is going for 21 times. Like this, it is going to be repeated. We don't know exactly. That means which type of loop it is. Students,
Indefinite loop.
Indefinite loop.
Indefinite loop. What is the example for indefinite loop?
While or do while.
While.
Do while. Okay. Int. I am going to read one value that is going to be scanf %d ampersand n. I am going to read this value for looping purpose. I am going to take I as I am going to start at 1. I am going to use here while loop. I am going to use here while loop. But I don't know the condition initially where I have to stop. I don't know. Okay, leave it. If I don't know the condition, I am going to take it as an infinite loop. While 1 means it is always treated as a infinite loop. Don't bother about what to write the condition. Just don't write the condition. No problem here. Okay, I am going to write infinite loop. The loop is never breaks. The loop never breaks, right? Now I am going to write the condition. I am going to print here %d multiplication %d. I am going to print like this, comma n I plus some I comma n star I. I am going to I plus plus. Okay, but when you are using this loop, it is going to be print all the values. That means it is going to be print 5 1s or 5 2s or 5 3s or up to infinite times. Up to infinite times it is going to be repeated. Always it is going to be repeated. Where I have to stop anyone? Where I have to stop? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And where I have to stop here? When I am going to stop, when I have to stop this.
If the result is greater than or equals to 42.
Yes, this is the result, right? This is the result. N star I, for example, if n star I is greater than, n star I is greater than the result also, we are going to read some result also, right? Some R value also I have to read. Print %d, comma ampersand value also we have to read. And now we have to check that if n star I is greater than, or I have to stop it. I have to stop it. That's it. I have to stop it. If n star I is greater than R, I am going to stop it. Before the execution, I am going to check with manually first of all. Okay. First of all, I am going to check with manually. For example, the n value is 5 and this value is 42. R value is 42. Coming here, while true means it is always true. And here I am going to write some condition here. What this condition? What is I value initially? Here n value is 1 and I value is 1. 5 ones are 5. Is 5 is greater than 42? Is 5 is greater than 42? No, not at all. Then it is going to be print 5 ones are 5. Okay? It is going to be print 5 ones are 5. Then I becomes plus plus. Then I becomes 2. 5 2s are 10. It is again checking that is 10 is greater than 42. No, it is not true. That means this is not executed. It is going to be print 5 2s are also. Then I becomes plus plus. Then I becomes 3. Now it is 15. 15 is greater than? No. Then 5 3s are also printing. Then it is going to be 4 here. 5 4s are 20. Yes. Now 4 is also printed. 5 is also printed. 6 is also printed. Then it becomes 7. 5 7s. 5 7s. It is going to be 35. Is 35 is greater than? No. Then it is going to be print 5 7s also. Then it becomes 8. 5 8s is 40. 40 is less than 42. No. Then it prints 5 8s 40 also. then it becomes a 9 here. 5 nines 45. Now it is going to be break. Why? Because 42 is greater than 45 is greater than 42. Then it is going to be break here. Okay. Now I am going to execute it. 5 and 42. The output is like this. 5 ones to 5 eights. For example, I am going to execute it 3 and 42. For example, 41. I am writing here. Look at here. 5 13s is equal to 39. What is 5 14? 5 14s is 42. That's why it is not printed. Okay. In this way, we are going to be print this number. Note it down, everyone. Very good question this is. Okay. Now, okay. We are writing with yes.
break statement ఒకసారి
Break statement. You want this one?
yes sir
Okay. I'm going to stop this program, right? For example, if there is no break statement, what will happen? First of all, we have to look at the problem here. For example, if I'm going to execute it, I'm going to give some these values like this. It is going to be, just look at here. It is repeating, right? But we want, we are not like this. We have to stop. We have to stop that. We have to stop that loop, right? Where I have to stop? Where I have to stop? I have to stop at this range. If the result is, for example, if the result is crossing that range, I have to stop the loop. Okay. What is the range? This is the limit. This is the result, right? That's why I am writing here if n star I, that is one value. If you have to maintain like this. N star I is greater than result. Okay. N star I is greater than the result, then I am going to stop this loop. To stop, we have to write the break condition, break statement. How it is going to be break? For example, I am going to go for small values, some 23 like this. Okay, my input is 5 and the output is the range, the result range is 23. Okay, the result range is 23. Here, and this is always true. Then what is n value? N value is 5. And what is I value? I value is 1. Okay. Then coming here, what is n value? N value is 1. I value is, n value is 5. I value is 1. Then multiplication of 2 is 5. 5 is greater than 23. Is it true?
False.
False. That's why this is not working. Okay, that's why this is not working here. Okay, then it is moving in this block and it is going to be print 5 and 1. 5, 1, 5. This is going to be print first time. Then I becomes 2. I becomes 2. Then 5 2s are 10. 10 is greater than 23. Is it true? This time also it is not true. Then it is going to be print 5, 2 and 10 also. Okay. Then I becomes 3 here. Then I becomes 3. 5 3s are 50. Then 15 is greater than 23? No.
False.
False. Then it is going to be print 5, 2, 5, 3 and 15. 5, 3 and 15. Then I becomes 4 here. I becomes 4. What is 4? 5 is 20. Is 20 is greater than 23?
False.
False. Then it is going to be print 5, 4 and 20 also. Then I becomes 5. Okay, I becomes 5 here. Then 25 here. 25 is greater than 23?
True, sir.
Yes, then break is going to be executed. If break is executed, it never executes the loop. It is coming out of the loop. Then it reaches automatically end of the loop. Then it automatically reaches end of the loop. That's why it is going to be print up to 5 4s are 20 only. 5 23. It is going to be print 5 4s are 20 only. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Now I am going to write this. Always we are taking that while true condition. Can I write a condition instead of while true here? This is a manual braking system, right? I am going to convert this manual braking system into natural braking system. How I am going to write here? Instead of break, can I give the condition in the while loop? Yes, we can. But when we are writing this break, it is going to be some clear idea where we have to break. Yes. Now, how to convert this manual braking into natural braking? That means I am going to write, instead of 1, I am going to write some condition here. How I am going to write, I will show you. What is this one here? What is this condition? Where I am going to stop? I am going to stop here where n star I is greater than 0, greater than r. What is the reverse operation of that one? What is the reverse operation of that one? N star I is less than or equal to r. Are you agree with me or not? The reverse operation of n star I is greater than r means n star I is less than or equal to r. Is it okay? Then we have to place this one. Now I am going to cut it. I am going to execute it. 5 and 23. It is going to be printing the output here. Look at the output. Is it okay, everyone? How I am going to convert that break into the condition here? We have to write a reverse of this one every time. What is the reverse of n star I is greater than r? Why? Because this is the condition to break where I am going to stop. Okay, where I am going to stop this condition, I know exactly. But what is this one? What is this one? Up to which value we are going to rotate the loop. Okay, that is the difference between this while condition and if condition. This if condition is where I have to stop. This while condition is up to which value I am going to repeat the loop. That's why there are both are quite opposite way. That's why I'm writing here both are same. Both are same. Okay, just note down on the notebook now. We can turn it as some infinite loops into the conditional loops. Note it down. Both are same. Write down the last program and this program also same, like that. Write like that. I am going to maintain in two different. Note it down. Both are same programs. Both are same programs. Both are same result. No doubt about that. But if you are using the break statement refers that, represents that at which value we are going to stop. But the condition I am writing in the while loop, that means it is that up to which value we are going to repeat the loop. That's why the break condition and the while condition quite opposite to each other. Here I am writing n star I is greater than r. Here I am writing n star I is less than equal to r. Up to that value I am going to repeat the loop. Okay, is it clear, everyone?
సార్ సార్ ఇక్కడ వైల్ లూప్ ఎందుకు తీసుకున్నామో ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయరా సార్?
First of all, what is for loop and what is while loop? When we go for for loop and when we go for while loop. When we go for loop means we know the exact condition, exactly where I have to stop. Exactly where I have to stop here. My output is I am telling this question. I am going to start at 1 and I have to stop at 0. 20. Okay, I am going to do only 20 steps for every table. For every table, I have to do. For example, if I am going to execute it, I am going to give some 5. How many times it is repeating? 20 times. I am going to execute it again. Some 3. It is also repeating for 20 times. Why? Because my question is that I am going to display the table, multiplication table, any multiplication table for 20 times. That means my value is fixed every time. I have to do only 20 steps. Then I go for loop. Not only 20 steps. For example, if it is 100 steps, we know exactly how many steps we are doing. Then we go for loop. Okay. Here this position, 42 is not a limit. What is 42? 42 is the result limit. That means it is not repeating for 42 times. For example, if it is a fifth table, it is repeating for 8 times. I am going to execute it. 5 and 42. Any value, no problem. How many times it is repeating? 8 times. I am going to execute it. If it is a 3 table, it is repeating for 14 times. Look at here. Is the loop is changing or not? Here, is it exactly doing sometimes? No, not at all. It is changing every time. It is changing every time. For if it is the 2 table, it is going to be repeated for 21 times. Yes, I am going to execute it for 2 table, 2 and 42. It is going to be repeated for 21 times, right? Like this, when we go for while loop means we don't know exactly. We have to stop at one position. We have to stop at one position, but we don't know exactly where, how many iterations, after how many iterations I am going to stop. Okay, here I don't know at how many iterations I am going to stop. Is there any exact location after 5 times every time? No, not at all. When we reach this condition, when we reach the result, the result is maybe occurred. For example, if it is a 42 table, it will be occurred for the first time. Okay, if it is a 5th table, it is occurred at 8th time. We don't know exactly. That's why we are taking that while loop here. Is it clear or not? Is it clear? Just if you are practicing the programs, it will be clear. Is it the concept? First of all, we have to know what is the concept here. Why I am taking while loop here. Hello?
Yes, sir.
It is not exactly the some number of times. We don't know exactly how many times the loop is repeating. That's why we go for while loop. Okay? In for loop, we know exactly 10 times, 20 times, 100 times. That's why we go for while loop, for loop. Look at one example here. I think when you are reading some array values, just note on your previous class notebook, reading some array values. Okay? Which loop we are using?
For loop, sir.
For loop. Why we are using for loop means we know the array size n value, right? That's why we are writing every time I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. We know that how many values you are reading? 10 values you are reading. Or 5 values you are reading. That's why we go for loop there. Okay? Exactly we know how many values we are going to read. I am going to read 5 values. Then we go for loop. Okay? When we go for while loop, we have to read the value up to certain condition. We don't know if it is 5 values or 10 values. Then we go for while loop. Okay? Just practice all the questions again without viewing this code. Just practice your own, everyone. All, for example, I am discussed about here 5 to 6 programs, I think. Just again practice the same programs. At least take 1 hour or 1.5 hours. Again, we have to write without syntactical errors. First of all, our first task is write a program without syntax errors. Okay? If you are copying the program, no problem. First of all, try to avoid syntactical errors. Then you have to improve. Then there is no fear of syntax. Then we are concentrate on the logic. Okay? Try 1 to 10 times every time. Just don't copy and paste. Just how I am going to write. For example, it is like this. I am going to write hash include stdio.h. Yes, this is perfect. Then I am going to take int main, open bracket and close bracket. If I am going to execute it, is there any error? No error. Then I am going to declare the variables. How to write scanf function? Scanf function, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon. Then how many values I am reading? One value, that is integer, that is %d. Then what is the value? Ampersand n. Yes, reading is also done. Like this we are going to develop all the programs. Okay? I am going to stop the class here. Just everyone practice all the questions and look at again the syntax when you are writing while loop or for loop. First of all, just practice with the syntax of for loop and while loop and how to write that logical and relational operators, everything. Then you go to practice these things. Every day you have to practice all the programs or the previous programs also. Okay? Okay, students.